Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Mike. This is Lit Bricks. On today's show, we are going to be lighting up this. And this is actually the LEGO Bookshop. Some very smart people have been taking these sets and making alternate builds using just the bricks that come with the set. So you can actually build two different things if you wanted to. I bought another one, so I have two of them. I've done the same thing with Assembly Square and the Corner Garage, and those will both be lit as well. But this is going to be an introduction on how to light a modular yourself. I bought some wireless power connectors so we can take the floors apart. I bought a lamp from Brixmax when I ordered the lights for the Guardianship, so because it was on sale. These things aren't cheap, by the way. And you probably could make your own. You just need a little drill for like a Dremel or something, which I do have and I probably should buy. Got plenty of white strip lights for the inside of this. And we'll take you through how exactly you should go about doing this yourself. It's really not that difficult. You just kind of look at things and figure out what needs lights. That's basically it. So we'll go over that and I'll show you what I do, and maybe you'll learn something. Hopefully. I'm going to be using a combination of Light My Bricks parts. These aren't. These are just, I put these back in this bag. And Brixmax parts from kits that I took the lights off. I bought the Light My Bricks kit for the Haunted House and Stranger Things. So when I took these lights off, I'll have them to use for future projects as this one. So we'll be using a combination of both. Probably mostly Brixmax. And we'll go from there. All right, the first thing you're going to want to do is to kind of just take a look around and see what needs to be lit. And since the inside of this store doesn't have any like standalone lamps or anything, you're fine. Yeah, you don't have to do anything there. I wouldn't add a lamp if it doesn't need it, or if it doesn't have one. Outside stuff, yes. Yeah, I will light this. I will swap this out. This will also be lit. What else you're going to do, if you have wireless power connectors, is kind of look around the edge here and see where's going to be the best place to take off something. And you're also going to want to look on the bottom of whatever you're connecting the power connector to. So I'll pop this off of here, actually. Set that over there. Grab this. This is a little sewing room. It's pretty cool, actually. It's a clothing store with a clothes maker upstairs. So what you're going to want to do is look underneath here and find the best place to put one. And normally you would want something small. So the smaller of these you can do, like this middle part here would probably be ideal, honestly. So just kind of match that up with whatever's here. And if you have a space, we'll find out. It's a little trial and error, really. So but we'll figure it out and I'll show you what I did. Okay, now what I've chosen to do is apparently take apart the whole front of the building just to run this one single wire underneath the window. I think I'm going to put the connecting board up here on this wall. So you won't see it at all when you're staring at it, and I think it's gonna work pretty good. So yeah, we'll just lay this down here underneath these tiles and bring it up to here where we'll plug everything in, and I think that'll work just fine. Or I could put it on the outside of here too as well. Connecting boards, good places to put them are always in the front behind things. If you put them in the back, you can see them sometimes. So yeah. And always fun when you're doing your own lights and you don't have instructions to tell you where the parts go back. So if you take things apart, make sure you know how it goes back together, or have the instruction book handy, which in this case, I don't have an instruction book. I have the instructions on my iPad. So, but I remember, so I'm good. But there's light number one and what I'm doing to run it. All right, put it all back together. Now, I didn't push down real hard on that because that's a good pinch point back there, so you got to be real careful sometimes pinching the wire in between the Lego. You can do it to all of them, but you can break them sometimes. So, but there's the first one ran. And this is next. All right, they did my job for me. This is the easiest lantern I've ever lit up. Literally just put the wire through the hole. I don't know if I can do this with one hand. Well, I guess so. It's so easy you can do it with one hand. Okay, maybe not. Okay, I can't do it with one hand. Even better, I just ran the wire through the black knob on the end of this. There we go. That's gonna go even better now. Boy. Sometimes you figure out things while you're screwing up. Okay, get in there. Oh my gosh. 2 hands again. Here we go. All right, 2 hands got it. But that's pretty good, actually. I like that. And should have plenty to reach this board up here. So I might have to move this over a tiny bit. We might have to put it above the sign here in the back, but you're still not going to see it. So cool. On to this. All right, with this light, just run the light through the black piece and put it under the circle here. And then you're perfect. You're good to go. All right, got that one running, got that one running. That clock always goes off when I start filming. Oh my God, I have to turn that off when I start doing this next time. Now, for now, I just got this here because, well, because you can't see it. So, honestly, I might just leave it there. And we'll figure out where to put this wireless power connector at. But so far, so good. All right, so this is where I've chosen to put the wireless power connector. It had the shortest piece I could take off on the top and on the bottom as well. So I'll have to remove a 3 and a 4. So then all I have to do is replace those with bricks I have. So remember this, when putting on wireless power connectors, you probably have to use some of your own bricks if you have laying around, or you're gonna have little gaps like this, but they're on the side. So with another modular next to it, you wouldn't see these anyway. So I don't even know if I'm gonna bother filling them in with little pieces that I have. I probably won't, to be honest with you. I'll probably leave them like this. But that's the spot that I've chosen. Is right there and right there. So we'll get them all wired up and I'll show you how it works. All right, so I've got everything run under here now, going to that connecting board. Actually, this is pretty clean. You're not going to see any of this looking through the window, that's for sure. So that turned out pretty well. And then this goes back on top here. Just like that. I know there's a little hump in it. It's because there's a wire down there, but that's okay. It'll all work out. All right, here's the power connector that's going to connect to there. So these are the lights for that first floor. It wasn't real bright, so I added a second light. This is just a 15 centimeter jumper. And then this one goes to the other power connector that is on the roof. Or not the roof, but the ceiling. I know you can see this wire, and that's unfortunate, but this was the best place to put it, and I could reach it. I didn't have to add another connecting board or another connecting cable. Yes, I could have went around a different way if I added more components that aren't really necessary. I mean, you're not going to even notice that in there anyway, probably. I mean, you might. I could, I suppose, swap out a brick, put a clock there. There's multiple things you could do. I'm personally probably just going to leave it, just because the other options are for me to, I mean, I could make this a 2-port or a 3-port by breaking it. You can do that. And then I would have had to run another jumper, and I probably would have ran it up to here instead. And you wouldn't have seen the wire, but it would have required me to use at least 2 more components one of which I would have had to make myself. You can break apart these boards. You can make them 2-port, 3-port, 4-port, whatever you want. Just score them and crack it. And I don't really want to do that if I don't have to, just to make one of these wires disappear. So we'll leave this for now, but it would have been easy, or I shouldn't say easy. Well, yeah, it would have been easy, but I don't want to do it. It would have taken more components. Either way, you could do it there, but I'm doing it here. Let's give her a test. And I have to, well, it's because that wire's in the way. Either way, that's a lot better. It's brighter in there. Cool. Okay, so again, I had to move it over one spot, which worked out fine. And this was the only 1x4 up in the ceiling. So I chose that one too. And you just have to make sure they touch each other. I don't have any lights run yet. Just gotta make sure that, I'm just making sure that these are in the right spots. So, but that's how you would do that. I mean, just pick the smallest block to take out. So far, that's all I've had to remove to add these wireless power connectors. Make it easy on yourself. Don't take out the big strips. Unless you have pieces laying around to replace. Like, I could put a 2, if I have some white 2s, I could replace that. I have some white 2s in these, I could replace that. But you're not gonna see any of them because one's gonna be behind and that one's gonna be on the side. So they were right in my book. All right, here's the lights that'll light up this room. They're on the bottom of the floor above it. 2 bright white strip lights, connecting cables, 15 centimeter. That's the wireless power connector. And there actually is a little light up here that I'm gonna have to light because I found it. Which is all right. I was wondering if there was one up there, and I can easily take from power from that and run it up there. And that's what's gonna happen. I just gotta find a 30 centimeter white light, which I think I have, so. We'll do that next, and that's probably gonna be the last one. This one's gonna be pretty simple. I mean, there's not a lot anyway outside you can light. I mean, I suppose that you could do underneath this, but I don't know, I don't like that, so I'm not gonna do it. So yeah, one more. As long as you're very careful, you can slide poles down next to wires. It's totally fine. Matter of fact, I got that a little too low. I got to pull it up, but just an example. All right, everyone, we're done. Let's check this out. It's pretty cool. You're probably wondering why the one light is yellow, and you'll see. That's all lit up. Going on back. And this is yellow because there's a yellow light in here. And that's just the way it is. Pretty cool. And it's all wireless power connectors. So we can take all the floors apart. It's pretty cool. But since the lights are in the ceilings, it gets dark. But if you wanted to mess around with your minifigures, rearrange stuff at all, this is necessary. These wireless power connectors make everything a lot easier. There's no wires holding anything together. And they work great. Look at that. I like the one yellow window. That's cool. Little character. Sweet. All right. There she is in her spot. And that's where she'll be. Looks nice next to the bookstore, since it technically is the bookstore. It's pretty cool. Now we got to do this soon. This is a corner garage. Now it's a pub slash apartment. There's actually an arcade in there too. The pub is attached to it. And we got this to do, which is also an assembly square, but it's a new one that's been turned into an inverted corner. It's a music club. There's a VIP lounge and there's an apartment, a pretty elaborate apartment in the top floor, which you'll see when I light it up. But I needed an inverted corner and there was instructions for one on rebrickable. So that's what it looks like. And I gotta light it up. So that's where she goes. Well, there it is, folks. Birch clothing store, all lit up with lights I had here. It wasn't that hard. There's only 3, 4, 5, 6, really only 7, 8 lights in here. So this could be done relatively inexpensively if you wanted to buy your own lights and do this yourself. It might cost you, I shouldn't say that, it's going to cost you, it'd probably be at least $40 to light this yourself, if not more. I know. But hey, look at it, it's amazing. And it's going to go great in the city. Actually, it's going to go right next to the bookshop because the colors match. So, plus why not have Birch books and Birch clothing right next to each other since they own both places. It's kind of cool too. So yeah, there's today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope maybe you've learned something. Maybe it'll get you into lighting yourself. I think you'll enjoy it if you get into it. It's a lot of fun. Plus, Lego needs to be lit up. Let's be honest, it looks way cooler when it is. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please give it a like, that'd be great. Subscribe, even better, I appreciate it. And as always, folks, have a good day.